This is your psychic girlfriend, Robin Richardson. And if you're like me, you're interested in how the universe works and in all things mystical. So let's explore it together. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the podcast. Hello, it's Robin Richardson, your psychic girlfriend, for yet another episode about my two very favorite, this is a scandal, Laura Owens and Clayton Echard. And this is Faking Fertility, and these are my psychic truths about hCG and the shadow of sacred creation. Okay, so we're going to go way beyond the headlines. If you're new to the channel, I'm Robin Richardson, your spiritual guide and psychic girlfriend, and we're going to go deep. And this case has stirred up a lot of media heat in the past couple weeks, and even more spiritual questions. So I'm talking about Laura Owens, the woman who claimed she was pregnant with twins by former Bachelor star Clayton Echard, only to be indicted on 7 felony charges, including fraudulent schemes and perjury. Yikes. But what makes this case even more intense, and this just kind of came up in the last day or so, the allegation, well, this has been in the kind of thoughts of the collective here, that she may have used injectable hCG. And that is a hormone associated with pregnancy to fake a positive result. And allegedly, she may have ordered some of this. And we are going to see a lot coming up in trial. But we have people on the ground, like, digging up all these things. So, yeah. So this is one of the latest things. So this wasn't an episode I was thinking of doing, but here we go. All right. But I want to be really, really clear with you. I'm not here to attack her. I'm not here to judge her. I'm really here to ask some soul questions. And I want to look at this energy through the lens of truth, spiritual accountability and energy, and ask what's really revealing to us about our culture, our intuition, and the shadow side of creation. So before this, I pulled some cards, and I really wanted to go from a place of neutrality and ask some questions about what motivated Laura to go to such extremes, allegedly purchasing the hCG to simulate pregnancy. And first up, and I use the Lenormand cards, Lenormand. These are my favorite things. They're pretty damn accurate in my opinion. I would love to know what you all think. So, I'm open to your comments, and if you have any questions that you would like me to connect to in regards to this case, or if you have a private reading, you can check me out at yourspsychicgirlfriend.com, or shoot me an email at Robin, or yourspsychicgirlfriend@gmail.com. When I get into some energy, I get a little discombobulated. All right, so again, entertainment purposes, I'm here to just kind of give my spiritual and psychic insights. So let's get into it. What really motivated Laura to go to such extremes? So the first cards that came up were the heart and the letter. And this combo really does tell me that it was an emotional story. Possibly she's told herself for so often, and she began to believe it, that there's this desperate longing to be loved, to be seen, and to be chosen. And we've all been there, right? We've all been there. So I think pregnancy may have been a symbol of that desire. not only a scheme, but the symbol of that desire to have that. Then came the book, and the book is all about secrets. And wow, this one really hit me because there's something hidden even from Laura herself. I think there's a deeper truth that she's not facing, and my spidey senses say I think it's trauma, and or maybe a belief that she's only valuable if she's carrying someone else's legacy. So either way, Spirit is saying to me, there's more beneath this. So the next card is the Stork. Now, this is about transformation, change, and birth energy. I swear to you, these cards don't lie. But in this case, the energy felt forced, right? So we've seen her try to force relationships. Like she's trying to manifest a new life for herself, but not from alignment, from control. Like she wanted to give birth, literally, to a new identity without actually doing the soul work required. And then came the snake. Oh, I love the snake, but not in this case. The snake never lies. The snake is manipulation energy, shadow seduction, and it doesn't just speak to deception. It speaks to entanglement. So Laura may have been caught in a karmic web where her wounding became weaponized. Whether consciously or unconsciously, she crossed a spiritual boundary. So the next part, like I really wanted to connect to, was the mind-body disconnect. And the cards I picked were stars, ring, moon, fox, and bear. Spirit always tells me how many I should pick. So those of you who are readers, you might understand this. This is how I work. So we're going to shift to the mind-body-soul connection, and what does it mean when someone uses something like hCG, a hormone of creation, to simulate a pregnancy. And stars and rings showed up, and my first thought was she's trying to manifest a bond, and maybe even convince herself that there was a soul contract, not just a dating contract. Those of you who know this course will know this case will understand. Stars can be idealistic. Well, and then we have Clayton being an actual star. And Laura actually wanted to be one, right? So she wanted this connection to the stardom that her parents have, and she doesn't have, but wants. And ring, well, it's a symbol of commitment, right? So she may have felt that this was a fated connection, although we kind of know but in her mind, all right, we're just going to go with this disconnect, because it is a disconnect. Any of us would know that, we don't try to force relationships if they're meant to be, right? Then we got the moon, and this is an emotional instability. This is the illusion, and it is a deep subconscious fog. And Spirit showed me a woman detached from her body, her own body's wisdom, and this whole thing was guided by fantasy, not truth. It wasn't intuition, it was projection. So the fox came next, and the fox is also another one. It's sly. The energy is strategic. There was calculations in her moves. We know this. We've seen this. Possibly even in an inner voice saying, if I do this, he'll stay. He'll believe me. They'll all believe me. But this was built on false ground, so, a lot of people didn't believe her. Still don't believe her, including judges. Now the bear closed this spread, and that felt heavy to me, because this is the energy of force, control, power misused, and she may have overridden her own physical and spiritual safety to create this illusion by using this hCG. Right? And in doing so, she may have caused deep energetic consequences for herself and others. These cards don't freaking lie, people. They do not lie. Mm, 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 mm. All right. This, the final part here is the moral and collective mirror, because we always have to look at this, right? So the cards I pulled were tree, fish, tower, garden, and ring. And when tree and fish were together, they came up first, so they were clear. Our collective relationship with creation, abundance, and feminine value is wounded. We've been taught to associate worth with what we can prove, what we can produce. Pregnancy has become performance. Fertility becomes currency, and that distortion, truth, is lost. Then came the tower, and the tower is about isolation, institutions, and ego structures. Laura seems to be cut off from community, from grounding, from her own higher self. But she's not alone in that. Many of us are living inside towers, pretending to be fine, desperately trying to validate our existence through relationships, titles, or even lives. Then came garden and ring. Now this is played out publicly. The Spirit really wants us to look at this not as a freak case, but as a mirror. What cycles are we collectively perpetuating? Do we reward deception over vulnerability? Do we pressure women to prove they're valuable through motherhood, or relationships, or sacrifice? Something to think about. And here's the final message from Spirit. This case is not just a headline. It's a sacred warning. When we try to manipulate the sacred, whether it's hormones, love, or life itself, we disrupt something ancient in our soul contract. But the medicine is here too. If you've ever felt like you had to lie, fake it, bend the truth to be loved, Spirit is asking you to stop. Come back to your body. Come back to truth. Come back to creation that starts from soul, not from fear. If this episode had stirred something in you, please share it. And let's start a conversation that goes beyond gossip and more into healing. And if you're looking to untangle yourself from your own karmic patterns, I offer private sessions where we can look at your soul story and align you with your highest path. You can find me at yourpsychicgirlfriend.com. This is Robin Richardson, and you've just had a check-in with your psychic girlfriend. Until next time, stay in truth, stay in light, and don't fake the sacred. And while we have Laura, who's representing a lot for our collective, let's try to see things a little differently from a heart of compassion and love. She's going to play out her story, and so is Clayton, and so are the rest of the players. Stay tuned for more insights from me, your psychic girlfriend. Until next time, see you again.